interesting little thing because, I've heard other people say this kind of thing. Breathing is something you do automatically, so you don't have to think about it. But then, those same people notice, like my son just indicated, Xavier, the ultimate being, has indicated that when you want to calm down or when you're frustrated, when you're overworked with something or overburdened with something, you go and take a deep breath. That's one time where you notice that breathing actually brings you closer to paying attention to your inner self, who you really are. Also, there's times that will also prove this, not prove because it has to, but just the word, give evidence of this occasion. When you run too fast, when you're overworked, when you talk too much, when you go blah, 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 blah. Man, I'm out of breath. You say, I'm out of breath, because what do you notice when it's crucial? Your breathing. So if you learn to pay attention to your breathing before it becomes crucial, you're in control of the stress in your life. Because you'll notice that every moment of stress becomes a way that your breath starts messing up. Like right now, I'm trying to talk without breathing in between. And it's not stress in a negative way, but it's stress to my body in a negative way because I'm pushing more air out than I'm taking in at whatever time, so I'm noticing my breathing. It's weird like that. You go sprinting, you notice your breathing. A heavy person or just someone out of shape who doesn't get much activity walking up a flight of steps will notice their breathing. So if someone says, you breathe automatically, it's not something you have to pay attention to, then they're not understanding that it's the first thing you should pay attention to because it's the first thing that you do as soon as you were born. And if you forget about where your roots are, you forget the plan of all the plants that you are. I'm sorry, I had to break off into that little crazy thing because we are plants.
I had to mention it.
We are plants. And our hair is like, you say on a tree, branches grow, and you see some things like, say, stinging nail has those little bristles on them. Our hair is like our bristles. And there's actually nutrients in our hair. And they've actually studied and found that hair isn't just dead stuff even when you cut it off. There's actually nutrients in it. And I've learned from a place that I can't mention that you can actually, there's people who grow their hair because they think there's a sacred thing in your hair. Your hair is just sort of there on your body. It's not really the sacred thing like people are. It is sacred. But because of its sacredness, you should actually cut your hair and burn it as a smudge like sage in your house. Especially if you eat pure foods. Your hair is actually basically a weed growing from your movable plant that's also took in the energy that you've seen, felt, and whatever. And if you've had pure energy, your hair is very, very spiritual. Sounds crazy, but think about it. What are you made up out of? The things you put in yourself. What is your hair? Part of you. So whatever you put in yourself is what your hair is going to be made out of. Whatever you think about, your hair is going to hold that memory. So when you use it as a smudge or burn it like an incense, it may sound weird, but I remember doing this. Not as me. This is where I get weird again, but I'm allowed because when it's true, it's really odd when people can't understand it. Say something's true for you because you saw it. You were there. I was there. I saw it. I don't have to explain it to myself, but I'm trying to explain it to you, and because you weren't there, you don't explain it. Like I was saying earlier, some people look at somebody who corrects them as a smartass, but it's like I'm only saying what's right so that once you get past your old view of what you thought somebody else taught you that might have been right but isn't, then you'll realize I'm just trying to make you smarter. I'm not a smart ass. I'm just somebody who's trying to help. But people are like, you think you know everything. I'm like, I do. Sorry. Am I supposed to apologize for that? I just don't get it. If you're given a gift, you're supposed to say, thanks for the gift. Now I'm going to have to apologize for everyone else because something or someone gave me this gift. You're like, everybody, we all have this gift. Just people don't say, hey, you know what gift I was given? Life and understanding and breath and elements. For some reason, that's not enough. We got to go for elegance. The E-L-E in electric is an element and is an elegance. Where mint is, element, like it does what it's meant to do. Gance is when somebody wants to be something. They want to generate A-N, and T. They want to add something to themselves. They want to generate something other than they already are. Elegance, you don't need it. Elephants, that just means big, phantom, P-H-I, like your physical body. P-H is 24, 16, and 8. It's just, everything that's 16 and 8 is something we apply to the human. Psychology is something with anything with P-H and a C or P-H-C and a Y, anything like that is something that we usually associate with the mind because it's about the character beyond the physical body, the pH. The pH balance we talk about, our skin, our hair, our alkalinity, that kind of stuff. pH, that's our body. Our pHC or pHY, those kind of things are our characteristics because it's a C, and a Y is one of those crazy wild things where electric, E, 5, L, 12, E, 5. What is that? 12 and 5 is, or 12 and 10 is 22. Now, E-L-E-C is a 3. Turns it into 25. What's 25? A Y. Okay, so we have a Y on one side, plus R-I, which is raw, sun out there, but identified right here, R-I, plus R-I-C, again, I identified, plus Y. It's the same freaking thing. E-L-E-C equals Y. It's a math problem. It's the energy from within that you express outward. Like I was saying today, when you turn on a light switch, there was once a time 200, 300, 400 years ago where people couldn't hit a light switch. I said 200, 300, 400 years ago because I hope this recording is played for people for the next couple hundred years. But you hit a light switch thinking that it works because somebody else figured out in their mind how to make it so. And they took it from the outside world and brought it to the inside world from their mind. They saw it in their mind, and they used the outside world to manifest it the way that they could put it together through signs, sounds, and words, and light. It's way bigger, and I can explain all of it as we go further. So, we're going to move on and go do our nature walk and have our good time today. And we love you guys. Sorry for going off on another topic, but literally, once I start on one topic, it brings the next ones up, because really think about it. E-L-E-C is Y, okay? And then you have a Y on the end of electricity. So you also have electric. At that point, it's T-R-I-C. And at that point, it's the character going out. Electric. What does it do? Whatever you use electricity for. That's why. It's craziness. It's a 25 on one side, which is the power valve. It's 25 on the other side, which is a power valve. It's a T after the first, which is a plus symbol. It's R-I, which is also 18 and 8, which is pretty intense because it's 26. It's our whole alphabet. It's pretty awesome. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I, 18 and 9. It's actually one more than the alphabet, which you know what that means. It's actually the question mark, which is our whole alphabet. We have a 27-letter alphabet. We are 3, 6, 9. We don't end at 2 plus 8. And 2 plus 6. We end at 2 plus 7, which may sound weird to people. In our infinite alphabet, we have 26 letters. In the divine alphabet, the question mark is the 27th letter because it turns everything upside down. It's like an I. It's like an I from the center. Okay, it comes from the center where the middle line of the graph would be. It goes up to the top, which is your mind reoccurring the thought, coming back down to the front, presenting it in front of you as a question, coming back across and coming down in the center like a lowercase I, but upside down, the identified thing that you are. So why is an I there? Because 9, the 9th letter, is not a real number. It's something that it's a circle with a line coming from it. And the 1 is a line coming from nothing. The 0 is all things. The 0 before the first one we usually don't count. It shows up after we have a whole set of 9 coming from the original 0, which was extended by a 1, connected to a 2, and so on up till 8. And then that 8 stops it. The 9 is the circle with a line on it, just like we say circles and ones. That's why we go with the divine 9, 3, 6, 9. It's all obvious. And when I say 27-letter alphabet, people are like, there's no 27-letter alphabet. There used to be 20. There used to be 16. The Greek is this. The Hermetic is this. The Hebrew alphabet is a different amount because and as we moved up in a sequence, like we came over and everybody universally started using English because it's Anglish, which is angelish, which is light language. And we're starting to use light speech, and there is light speech out there. If you actually understand, we wouldn't be using the words we would use them. We'd be saying stuff like and the people that do mantras have some of it right, but they've also learned from other people who were distorted. At that point in time, people wrote signs and shapes and blah, blah, blah. And like I said before, when a baby starts learning to talk, you say, it's the sun, and they go, shine. And then you go, like, isn't it beautiful? And go, beautiful. Because, like, as the adult already sees this, they can't comprehend that there was once an existence that was growing up. And even the most advanced person of that day and age talked like this because they were just learning how to put the words together. So since they talk that way, they're symbols looked a certain way because they slurred their minds just as much as they slurred their words, just as much as they slurred their writing, because it was slurred. Not that it was bad, but as we would call slurred to a country folk who doesn't say the words correctly, he says them all different because they seem to be some people of lesser intelligence, but they're not. They just talk different. They come from a different place that sounds different. And because they hear it different, the vibrations show up different. So they may write similar looking letters, symbols, similar, the body of sign. And anyway, I just have so much to say, so I should just stop recording for now. And that's all I'm going to say for now, and peace.